I didn't plan my whole life to go into parasitology by any means, but I did some work on a parasitic fungus of amphibians. The chytrid fungus is a big issue around the world, and as an undergrad, I did some really neat research in Costa Rica on that, and that started me in the direction of wildlife disease, and even sort of my introduction to parasitism. It's not your traditional parasite that most of these talks are about here, but it was of interest to me, and the transmission and all that was really interesting. So I was open to the idea of parasitology, I guess, because of that undergraduate experience.
I moved to Texas 3 years ago to work on a ranch. I was a ranch hand for a year, and I just kind of fell in love with Texas wildlife and Texas ranching, and I applied for assistantship at Caesar Clayburgh, and this was the one I got. It seemed interesting and different than your regular wildlife study, like on deer browse or winter nesting sites, so I just liked that it was kind of out of the ordinary.
It all revolves around quail hunting, big time. Yeah, it's not. I guess some people might just like to see quail, but for the most part, it's about the hunting. It's a game species, and so people are really interested about it. And every ranch I go out, I go to tons of ranches throughout the year to collect quail myself or to pick up quail. People are donating to me, and they always have questions like, yeah, so what's the deal with these eyeworms, or what's the deal with this worm in the Sika or whatever, and then they want to know about it. They're generally, maybe they heard something on the news. It's kind of big news in Texas for a while, the eyeworm thing, but they have a really limited knowledge, and they really are interested, and they want to know, like, what stage of the process are we to the point where we can do something about this? Are we still trying to understand it? And so they're really concerned and really want to know, because some of this, their livelihood depends on it. So they're really vested in quail, and they care about what we're doing, and they're eager to help us. So it's nice.
It's really cool, and it's really cool because the people really care about it, and a lot of people disagree with the fact that parasites and diseases are even a problem, but they're willing to do anything to get it back, and they're really helpful, and it's just nice. It's nice to see their reaction. They're so thankful for what we do, and when we update them on our progress, they're good work, like we're happy. It's like a whole community of people backing you. I can't believe what they do with technology, and how they can track life cycles and learn about such small parasites and parasites of parasites and different things like that. I just hope they keep using technology to their advantage like they are, and finding things that are interesting to them. And it's funny, like when you're in a wildlife background, you always have to justify why you're doing something in terms of economy or for the state. But when you listen to these talks in parasitology, they do it just to do it, just because they're interested in it. And I think that's really cool. There's a lot of passion there to just find out.
We've seen that, the Journal of Parasitology, my PI, my advisor, he obviously is a member, and he reads the journal like crazy and goes to all the papers, and he sends us papers out of it, which is great because it keeps us up to date on the most current stuff. Anything that even loosely relates to what we do, he shoots our way and says, hey, check this out, this just came out in the latest Journal of Parasitology. And just recently, it affects what we do. Just recently there was a paper that came out on kind of how to do your statistics and report some data, parasite data, and just like that, he sent out an email, and we all read the paper, and he's like, we're going to do it like this now. So something that we hadn't done, I guess, probably ever in the history of his lab, all of a sudden is now, that's what we do, just because of the journal. So it has an impact. People read it, and I'm sure other people do the same thing. They get new ideas, and like I said, it changed the way that we do things now, from now on, the way we do some of our statistics. So I think there's a lot of value in the